Hi everyone, my name is Jamaali Roberts and welcome to the virtual last Thursday classes. I'm going to teach you today how to draw some African masks for healing. So today what you'll need is, you'll need some paper such as this. It doesn't have to be white, but white helps you see the little colors a little bit better. You're also going to need some markers. I have some black markers here, just a varied assortment of sizes. You're going to need some colored markers or colored pencils today, or crayons, whatever you have laying around the house. Just a few colors. And then here, I also have some more colored markers for the colors that aren't in this set, and that are just different sizes as well. So, today, we are going to be drawing some African masks. Me, I'm of Black and African descent. So it's always been really important for me to connect with my spirituality as an adult. And so I'm happy to share this with you and share this technique. I think it's really fun. You can turn this design into anything, put it on shirts, just make a larger painting around your house. It really just turns into its own coloring book. And so here's one example. And why this class is about healing is because for me, these masks are always symbolic of some special ritual, whether it be coming of age, whether it be marriage, whether it be just seasonal changes, dealing with the stars and dealing with the temperature and the weather and stuff. These masks are symbolic in that they have meaning, right? And so for me, I like to draw with some meaning, and so they're healing in the way that I'm thinking about the people that I care about right now. And so for me, I've lost some family members and some animals over the years, and it's tough to deal with. And one of the ways that I found out of healing through that and really just kind of getting through it is to draw it out. And connecting with my own spirituality and ancestry has helped out even more. And it's also just super fun, and I create lots of great characters and lots of beautiful color combinations. So, again, it's a healing aspect because this one's kind of more themed on a dog. You can kind of see its nose and its side dots here. And each mask will be tailored to you. So the mask that I'm going to draw won't look like this, and yours won't look like mine. But that's okay because they're all unique and they're all going to be fun and you're going to have a great time. So let's get to it. Alright. So, I got myself a new, fresh white sheet of paper, and for me, because I'm using these alcohol-based markers, I like to keep an extra sheet of paper beneath that, just because it bleeds through, and it looks like this. It just looks all messy when it bleeds through. So you don't want that for your next sheet of paper. You want to be efficient, you want to be conservative. So, I have my paper here. First thing I'm going to do is just look at my paper, take a deep breath, and get ready to go. I know I'm here to make some cool art. So, first things first, I want to have my outline done with a very thick black marker. It can be dark purple, it can be dark brown, whatever. You want the darkest color as possible. This one has a chisel tip, so it's just nice and wide. And this way, we don't have to come back later and redo our outlines for our mask. So let's start off with a good mask. And in thinking about some of the people who have been important to me, I like to think about my dad, right? So he passed last May, and one of his favorite things to do was go fishing. So maybe we'll make this a kind of water-themed fish mask, right? So with that, fish for the most part, they have a kind of oval shape with a lot of fins and a lot of scales and a lot of different colors. But we want to simplify that. And first, we're just going to start off with the basic shape. So I start off with one of these kind of half arches, such as this. Then, from there, I'm going to do another one of those just on the other side. And one of the cool things about making masks is that they're really symmetrical in this instance that I'm showing you. But for the most part, you get two eyes, one nose, a mouth, maybe an ear, but the patterning and the way it's divided up is usually symmetrical and quite beautiful most of the time. So then I'm going to draw a line connecting these two humps here. Next, I'm going to look at it again. It's looking pretty good. Next, I'm going to draw a U just on the inside of my shapes here. So now it reaches down pretty far. I don't want to go off the edge too far. I want to kind of keep most of the imagery in here, in this central area. So now I got a pretty good mask shape. It's nice, it's simple. It's not perfect, but it's okay. You have to think you're like carving out of wood and you're making something fresh from the earth. So next, what we're going to do is we're just going to add some long rectangles right on the inside of that U. Right? So I did one here, and then I did another one here. Now we're going to add the nose. So for the nose, it's kind of like a J on each side. So we'll do it. It's like this. There's one J. Boom. Now we'll do it on the other side of the face, just a few inches over. Wha-bam. There we go. It's coming together. Now let's just make a nice long V. I want to make it fishy, and fishies have those really long mouths. I think they're really kind of funny looking, and they just really look mundane, and you know, everything's crazy in the fish world, so deep and bubbly and underwater down there. But they've got these really long mouths, and they eat like kelp and stuff, right? Who needs a big mouth? But either way, that's what they have. So we're going to draw one of those for our mask. So going about halfway down from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of this chin area, we're just going to make a nice long oval going from about right here to about right here. I'm going to draw my top part of my oval. Just go down, curve it just a little bit on the sides here. And then I draw my bottom part of my oval. Boom. There's that. And then what we're going to do is just going to run a line straight through it. Nice and wide. Maybe a little wiggly. There we go. Nice. So, this is coming together pretty cool. Now let's add some other stuff. We got the face, but maybe let's add some eye holes so the person who's wearing this mask has something to look through. So right in the middle of your rectangles, you're going to create another rectangle, but you're going to fill it in. So now your mask wearer can see where they're going, where they're dancing, where they are performing their mask. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some patterning. We're going to add some scales. And it looks pretty cool with the colors, but I think because it's such a fish-themed mask here, we're going to do it with the black. And so again, if you're at home and you say, oh, well, my dad wasn't a fisher, how does this affect me? Well, think about the people that you do care about and maybe something that, that they cared about, and you can put that in. And if not, just come back and do it later. You know, the formula is simple. Draw a big shape, fill it in with kind of face markings, and then you expand the rest of the area with some patterns. And so we're about midway through that process. So now, let's get some scales going. So scales are pretty cool to draw, and they're really easy to draw. Now you can start at the top here or start at the bottom. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I think I only want half of the top of my mask to have this kind of scale effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a nice big circle here. And it looks kind of wonky, so you know what? I'm just going to make it even wonkier. There you go. So now, this mask has some different sections. We can fill it in with different colors. Let's add a few more bits to it, and then we can get the color. So how about we add some like coral style ear situations, right? So some adornments over here. So coral is really wiggly And it's almost kind of like this shape, like it's a branch, you know, from your hand up, and it goes out, out, out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make one nice big kind of S-shaped loop right here. And then we're going to bring it up just a little bit, swooping it out. Then we're going to swoop it out again, further down, swoop it back up, and swoop it in near the eye. So a lot of swooping going on. If it helps to make sound effects while you're doing it, run that, because it also helps you to breathe and relax and just kind of be here with the painting. So, again, I'm going from the bottom of this area here, right here at the bottom of this kind of fish hat thing, making my coral S shape, big and long, nice and wide, swooping it back up just some, swooping it back down, and then right before it touches the face, it swoops in, boom. And so maybe we'll add some like gill shapes here that connect this bottom part. I think that'll look neat. So how about these circles? So draw 2 circles at the bottom of your kind of ear shapes here. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to draw some like crescent moon shapes. So to do that, all you do is draw the letter C, and then on the other side of it, draw kind of a shallower one. Boom. And then we're going to put a little circle in here, draw the C, draw a shallower C, boom. Now we're going to flip that for the other side. So we got our backward C, our shallower backward C in place. Now we do it one more time, that C shape on the seashore for our sea-themed mask. And then we'll do one more here. And then we got a little bit of space here. So let's just make a nice little triangle coming down. That's pretty neat. I wasn't expecting that, but that's pretty cool. All right, and so last part with our black marker, we're just going to add some of these scale bits. Scales, super easy. All we do is draw a line of M's. M as in moo. Or cow. We got one line. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go off the middle of the top of this one, and we're just going to connect to the middle of this one, making this same shape here, but where we go up, bam, just like that, and it's the letter M. Look at that. Mother, may I draw a mask? Go. Mine might be lopsided because I'm kind of at an angle, but you get it. Right? Now we got 2 layers. Next we're going to come over, and these ones kind of go beneath these shapes, so you just have to imagine where they are. But that's the point of being an artist. You got to use your imagination. Alright, and so now we're kind of seeing where these connect here, and then I have a little bit of space so I can see that I can just fully make my M's, and then come right on top here to finish out the section. So it looks pretty cool. Now we got this big section here. Let's just throw a nice little circle in there. Bam. We got our mask. So, didn't take that long, maybe about 5-6 minutes to get you a good mask base. We're going to take a quick break here, get ready with some colors, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Hi everyone. I hope your mask is looking good. I hope you got some good details on it. I know it's probably looking way fun. You're probably ready to like go get you a wood carving set and carve that out of a stump of wood right now. And if not, that's okay. I hope you're having fun either way. So let's get to coloring. One of my favorite things to do, what I live for, besides super fun doodles. You know, I paint murals and I do all types of paintings, and it's really always so beautiful to add color in and just like work through the challenge of figuring out what needs to be where. But for this one, we're going to keep it rather simple. We're going to use about 4 or 5 colors, maybe a few more. So we're going to start off with the face. I always kind of like to start off with the face and then have everything work from that. Let's start off with a good red. So you're going to pull out your red marker. I got these Winston and Newton markers. They're pretty cool. They have 2 tips. Check them out. I got them off Amazon. But you got your marker, right? Use whichever side you feel necessary. And you want to work rather quickly here because you're filling in the spaces and you just want to get to it. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my eyes, I'm going to fill in my lips, and I'm going to add a little bit of details to the head. So, let's do it. Starting off with the eyes, get this left eye going. Boom. It's already coming together. Look at that. Now, throw some in the right eye area. Okay, liking that. Now, it's a fish, so fish kind of have a lot of lines in their mouth, so maybe we'll just kind of make it striped in the lips, right? And it's not, you can kind of see I'm going over the lines and stuff. I'm not really too precious about this. I just want to just get it done, you know. I want it to look good, but it's also going to be sort of loose. So, again, I'm striping out these lips. It's pretty cool. Nice. Do I need my red some more? Yeah. Let's add some more circles up here. So, I'm just going to make some concentric circles around this circle that I already have. And by concentric, I mean that it's several circles radiating out almost kind of like a ripple effect. So, let's do it. Put my paper down here. And I'm going to start at my closest circle, have my red kind of border that. And then I'm going to switch to a thinner side of my marker. Right? So I did this first. This line, boom, and then I switched to a thinner line to be able to create these kind of ripple effects. Boom. Now, finish that section off. Nice and solid. And I think finally for my red, maybe I'll just add a few more bits on my earpieces here. So let's just add let's just make half of this red. One of these little kind of squiggly coral bits, we'll just make them red. And going from like the halfway point here at the top, so you have half of it white, half of it red. That's how I mean. Go from there, bring it on down now. Take it on down now. Fill her on in. Looking good. And you know what? I like that what that's doing, so let's put that effect up here in the top area sections as well. And so I'm just going to split those areas in half. And the way I'm going to do it is, I'm going to start here at the top, and then I'm just going to come on down. So again, starting at the top, where this kind of point is here, and then I'm going to come on down, bring it about halfway. And then I'm going to color the outside areas red. And again, if you say, Jamaali, what are you doing? Like, slow down. Like, hopefully you can pause this and you can watch it at half speed. And hopefully I'm explaining enough, you know, of what to do. And if not, go for it. You know, art's about just being yourself and taking inspiration from people and your surroundings and seeing how you can reiterate it. So just have fun here. So it's coming together. Here we have a nice flow of red going on. And let's make this bottom triangle right beneath the mouth. Let's make that red too. And you know what? Since we're at it, let's make these circles red. Interior ones are all going to be red, and then these two exterior ones. The ones on the outside. Okay? Come together. Now, I'm done with my red. I think that's enough red for this piece. Let's switch to a different color. Now, when we're thinking mass, we're thinking wood, we're thinking natural materials. A lot of that stuff is brown, so I think it's going to be great to get a good brown in there. This brown I have here is called cinnamon, but you can use a just good medium brown. Not too dark, not too light. You just want a good brown. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fill in some of these spaces. Let's keep this kind of stripe theme going and fill in the face sideways with stripes, right? But rather than just regular stripes, let's do some big old arches that go across the face, right? And we'll go across the nose as well. It'll look pretty cool. So it's gonna look like this. We're just gonna draw just like this. So I'm starting on one side from like where the bottom of the nose is, and then I just swoop up right to the middle here, and then I swoop it on down right to the other side. Nice. Then what I'm going to do is I want this interior nose section to be its own different color. So what I'm going to do is just go around that. First, I like to just outline the areas that I'm going to fill in. So I'm going to go around the bottom of my nose, then around the top of my mouth here, and then around the bottom of my mouth. Both sides. Remembering to breathe. Remember to kind of just take a look back here. And then, so once I have the lips outlined, nice brown lip liner here, I'm just going to add the bottom. Brown that out. Kazam. And now we have the lower half of our mask filled in. And you're like, Jamaali, this looks weird. I know that's like half the battle of art. You gotta push through the weird parts because you know there's something cool coming through. Like a lot of this art behind me, you know, it doesn't start off awesome. You got to work through it, and that's what we're doing here. So this looks cool here. Let's make it a little bit more brown. Let's bring up this brown here to the insides of the eye. And then, while we're at it, let's just fill in these side parts that are next to the red. On the top, though. Because the bottom corally parts, I want those to be brighter. This top area, you can imagine it as like the body of the fish. And so it's like we flipped our fish on its head, and it also has a human face. So you really got to use your imagination here, but fill in our second area of brown. And how about let's fill in this dot too, this circle right in the middle. I like that. And you know what? I want to fill in this top area of the nose as well. Yeah, now we get working. All right, now one of my favorite colors, the color blue. There's so many great blues. I love a good medium to dark blue. Oh my goodness, a sky blue. Come on, cloud blue. Forget about it. But maybe I'll use all these blues. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I want to be measured about it. I don't want to just go crazy. Yeah. So I'm going to start off with my darker blue. And I'm just going to pick some of these scales to do blue here. So we're going to start on our scales now. Let's just go, well, every other scale is dark blue. Or is this medium blue? So this is a good, just blue, bluey blue. As you can see, it's coming together. And I just work my fills in using the wide side of my brush or my marker here, right? You don't want to like try and do it with the thin side. If you have that, you know, just like try and move as fast as you can and move as wide as you can with your drawing. But for me, since I have these big markers and because I want to get you guys learning how to paint these masks real soon, I want to use the fat side, and it also just helps me spread that color so much quicker. You can always come back in later and add in different colors to the sections. But for now, we're just using the fat side of our blue marker to create some fun scalage. All right, so next I'm going to go up and I'm going to kind of shift over one. Bam. Remembering to do every other one for the row. Because if you go like diagonally, it'll get confusing. So just stay row by row and blue in your scales. Now this next one, we're just gonna pop this one right here. A little blue there. That's good. That one doesn't need it. Maybe this one needs it. Okay. How about this one too? Alright. So now we got a cool corally feel down here, scaly up here. Let's add some of this blue in the bottom area. How about these outer two gill shapes, these sea crescent moon shapes? Shout outs to the moon. Boom. There's those. And then, you know what? Let's just put some blue in this nose area. But only the half of it. Yeah. Now, switching to our lighter blue. How light is this blue? It's pretty light. I like it. Let's see. It's much lighter than this one, but it's not as dark as the one that I'm going to use next. So, I just want to do every other white one here. So, this one's going to be white if this one's light blue, and then this one's going to be light blue. And then the next one's white, right? Because that's just what we're doing. Then this one's going to be light blue. And 1, 2. That one's going to be white. This one's going to be light blue. Try not to get confused here. Because I am. But I'm also doing it upside down. So, 1, 2. Then I skip a scale. Bam. Now, we're moving up. Next row. Let's leave this one white. Make this one light blue. That one's white. This one's going to be light blue. Yeah. Now, that one's white. Now, this one, we'll make this one light blue. That one's going to be white, and we'll make this one light blue because it'll fill out the space. Okay, cool. Now we got some scalage. Next. One more blue shade. Oh, wait. Let's put this somewhere else in our coloring. So, how about, let's bring it on down from the face into the face. And again, I'm using the broad side of my markers just to really fill in those spaces quickly. Let's put some there. Let's put some at the bottom of the nose. Oh, and how about inside of this mouth zone too? Nice. Oh, and these crescents here, they could use some. And you know what? Since we're getting blue, let's put some inside of these circles. Let's make it really ripple. So I'm going to start out with, let's go with one of these that are like 2 or 3 out from the center. And I'm just going to fill that in. There we go. And so you know what? I'm just going to skip another line of circlage here. So I go blue, white, blue. Right, make sure it's good on the other side, wherever you can see some of those lines. And then I'll make this interior one light blue. And I'll save the other shapes in that zone for some other colors. We'll use some browns or some bright colors there. So this is looking pretty dope. I'm loving it. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to some of our darker blue. Cap back on. Now, how dark of a blue do I want to go? I really want to go medium, and we use outside area. Okay, that's it. Yeah, we want to go really dark. So this dark blue is not black, but you want to use one shade darker. So for your scales, you got a light color, you got a dark color, and you got a middle color, right? So the pretty much base color without any darkness or lightness added to it. And so now, all the scales that are white in our head dress, you're just going to paint those or color them in with this darker color. Maybe like Jamaali, blue's my least favorite color in the world. Okay, use orange, use green, use purple. There's at least 50,000 colors that we can see as humans. But, you know, we only use about 12 to 17 on the regular. So, Pick your favorite color and put it where you wanna, in replacement of where I'm putting mine. Alright, so I'm moving along, feeling in these sections, feeling good about it. Thinking about my dad, thinking about fish, thinking about all these different colors, you know, how they make me feel. And right now they're making me feel great. Especially that I'm getting to share this with you all. Alright, just filling in any bits that need it. Okay, it's crazy. It looks kind of like an American flag right now. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. We're just going to push it forward, get some other colors in there, get done with it. Alright, let's move on. Now, I got this dark blue. It's done me great. Let's add some orange because I feel like when you got a fish and you got some of this red stuff, you got to have some orange. Now, I got plenty of oranges here, but I just want to go for straight orange, like the complement of blue. Like, this is orange. This is more of like a peachy orange, but we're not going to go into semantics of colors and what color is which. We just want the general color, right? So, with my orange marker, I'm going to start to fill in some of these areas here that are still white. And so, I'm just going to go for this area near my right side ear, or left side ear for you all. So I'm just going to go halfway down this kind of squiggly section with my orange, filling it in. That side only took one stroke, but this side might need a little bit more because it's wider, right? So there's that. Now, I'm just going to quickly throw my marker because I'm in the mix of painting and drawing now. I'll pick it up later. So, but be careful if you're sitting next to someone, maybe just set your marker down gently. Now I'm going to use my yellow marker, yellow color, to fill in the bottom of this section. And you know what? I think I'm just going to go right into my circles down here, work those in. Oh yeah. And it's really coming together as like a sectional thing. It's just really got some nice color shapes and space in it. Next, what I'm going to do, come up to the top of my headdress. And I'm going to fill in these circles that are white up here. And you know, painting and drawing, you go as detailed as you want. You know, something that one of my teachers taught me is that, you know, you want to paint and work to be at a point where anywhere you stop at your painting, it could look finished. Right here, it could look finished, you know. Let's finish out this area and actually finish the drawing. But you want to have solid fills. You want to have lines connected. You want it to feel cohesive. And if it's not, you still want to have that style about it. And you want it to look like you did it on purpose, right? You don't want it to look like, oh, are they sure about that line? Right? Unless you're really intentional about it. So the point I'm trying to make is be intentional about your strokes. Be intentional about where you're putting these colors, you know? Because unlike digitally, you're not able to just like swipe it, Control Z, you know, Apple Z, whatever system you use, in order to get rid of the mark that you made. Here, you have to be really intentional or have some white out, right? So, there's that. It's looking pretty cool. Now, I think I want to add some brighter bits in here because it's just kind of dark. Let's go for a green. Now, this is a regular green. I think it's called forest green. Now, we're to the point where we can add our fun details. So that's what we're going to do here. And so I'm just going to add some triangles. I think that'll look good. And they're kind of going up and to the left and to the outside of the face. I'm going to refine them here. Good old triangle, if you forgot, you got one side, the bottom of it, and then the top goes up towards the middle of the, or one side goes towards the middle of the line, and the other side goes up towards the other middle of that line, connecting, and then you create them. That's a triangle. 1, 2, 3 sides. And then I have 4 triangles on each side of my face. And again, I'm trying to keep it symmetrical, keep it looking like, you know, it's on purpose. So next, what we're going to do, we're just going to add some more green here. Let's add some dots going down the middle. And then right down to the bottom of the chin, right into the red thing at the bottom of the mouth. Right down here, just got some dots. It's looking good. Now let's add some zigzags up. And how I'm thinking of this is I'm just thinking of fun patterns. I'm looking around the space that I'm in, and I say, oh, there's a leaf here, there's a plant there, it kind of does this system. And that's what our ancestors, my ancestors, would do when they would make these masks. They would use nature, they would use these motifs and these patterns from around their surroundings and create work from that. And so this is speaking to that, right? Right now I'm in a room in the middle of the city, so I kind of got to use what I have around me. Thankfully, a lot of great art, but also there's a lot of good patterns that I can see in things, right? So I'm just going to add some zigzags. So on the inside of this, let's make it a big zigzag, right? Let's just go for it. So what I want to do is I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 zags. So starting at the top, 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. That's a good zag system. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to kind of air trace it out here. I know where it needs to be. So 1, 2, 3. Stick your tongue out like my J. And then bam. Interesting. And let's add this. Whoa. Okay, so almost there. Now, last part, we're just going to add a few of these greens on some of these lighter scales. Draw some upside down C's here. Just a little baby one there. Another one here on my scale. Yeah. All right now. So it's coming together. Now we're just really going to pop this in to place. I think this looks great. It's really fun. You know, you can picture someone wearing it just like this. Put it up to your face. All right, now, last part, we're just gonna like have it pop out the page. I like to use, where's the gray? I like to use a nice gray. So you can use any color really, but a gray is in between white and black. And this paper is white and our outline is black. So it'll look like what we're about to do is have a shadow on our paper. So it'll look like it'll pop out on us. Have a nice little bit of perspective, have some depth, and it'll be great to look at. So, to do this, you have to imagine that, say my face is the sun, smiling and showing light down on this mask. And the mask itself is a 3D object, and it's on top here. And the light is going to be on this part, but as shadows goes and lightings goes, wherever the light's not hitting, the light is going to hit, the shadow is going to be on the back side of that, right? So, simply put, all these lines on this side, I'm just going to double up with my gray marker. So, we'll do it like this. I start at the top, and I just kind of go off to the side. Again, I'm using the wide side of my marker. I go up and off to the side like I'm making this hump over here, and then I just stay connected to my black line, and then bring it on down, right, just like that. And then here, because the light's kind of hitting it from this angle, we're just going to do a thinner line right along the top edge of this, but once it curves towards the bottom of the page, that's when we make our line thick again. And then it stays thick until it reaches about the bottom. Boom. Just like that. Nice. So then, we do that for the rest of our lines. But only the outside ones. We're not like doing this for these like interior lines and stuff. We just want it to the ones where it connects to the paper. So, here, our light's coming in this way. We want to do it right here. Bam. You can touch right there. Swoop it all the way down to the bottom. And then we do it on the other inside of this earpiece. Good swoop. And then we're just mirroring the shapes that we already drew. Right, so by the time you're done with the drawing, you've drawn a shape at least 3 times with me. Some people move way differently, and there's all different types of styles and methods to drawing. But I draw a lot when I draw and paint. You know, it's like paint this thing, paint it again. It kind of becomes in your memory, so by the time you're like done with it, you're able to totally like make it your own and have it be different than your sketch, if that's your desire. So again, just on all these shapes, on the right side of them, I'm going to be adding a nice gray line to it. And also on the bottom, right? So it wouldn't go over here too far, but like right where the mouth is where it stops or starts. That. That. Got this other side. I gotta worry about the details here down there, you know, like all of where the shadows are going for these crescents. It's not important right now. So again, we're reaching the other side, so as it reaches this left side of the paper, it's gonna have less shadow on it. So just remember that. And then we're gonna come on this inside of here. Nice thin line because it's reaching along the top. And then that's good. Oh, maybe a little bit at the bottom here. Now, this last bit. Wow. Looking good. And you know what? Because I got it in my hand, let's add some just like nice gray dashes on the side of the face. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? How about some more circles right in the middle? And there we have it. A lovely mass in dedication to our lovely loved ones, all the people who we hold dear, all the people who may not be here. So thank you so much for being here with me for the virtual last Thursday class. I hope your mask turned out really awesome. Maybe you can wear it around your house. I don't know that it'll be quarantine safe, so maybe don't wear it outside to the store and stuff. But do have fun, keep making art. Again, my name is Jamaali Roberts. You can find me online on Instagram at JamJamArt. All right, peace, y'all. Have a good day.